The S&P stood pat today, but it's still time to remain cautious. Ursina Kubli, Bank J Safra Sarasin. The latest ECB policy move resulted in a slightly stronger euro against the Swiss franc. The currency was also trading lower against the euro this morning, ahead of the SNB interest rate decision. In your opinion, did the S&P stand pat today due to the franc holding steady recently?
Yeah, that the S&B stayed put because the euro-Swiss franc has really been very stable despite the huge volatility on financial markets at the beginning of the year. And also the ECB meeting last week has taken a lot of pressure on the S&B to lower rates. In the end, the Swiss economy is coping remarkably well despite the still strong Swiss franc. In the end, but however, it's still time to remain cautious because of also for GDP forecast is still quite muted. Domestic demand is fragile when the labor market is deteriorating, and at the same time, also global growth is really only moderate.
The Swiss economy surpassed expectations in the fourth quarter when it grew by 0.4%. However, the SNB lowered its forecast for growth this year. Does that mean negative rates are here to stay?
Yes, definitely. The Swiss economy did remarkably well despite a strong Swiss franc, but we have to admit that looking in the medium term that there are still a few risks. Domestic demand is fragile if the labor market deteriorates, and also global growth is only growing very moderately. So we expect negative rates to stay there for a very long time. Also, when you look at the inflation forecast of the S&B for 2018, they still expect only 0.9% in inflation, even with negative rates of minus 0.75%. So therefore, we rather shouldn't expect any changes soon.
The SNB reiterated today that they will intervene in the currency markets if necessary. What will it take for them to intervene, and what are their limits?
I guess we should take them seriously, that they are ready to intervene if necessary. But in the end, regarding the limit, I think there is no absolute limit. In the end, they will weigh risks of currency interventions against the reward. So the higher the risk is, and they're also more willing to intervene aggressively. But in the end, the S&B has not only the direct FX purchases as an instrument to act in FX markets, they can also they can lower rates, or they can also use less exemptions from this negative rate. So they have several instruments, and if necessary, they will use them.
And to finish up, where do you see the euro-Swiss franc by the end of the year?
We think that the euro-Swiss franc will be more or less stable, so maybe a slightly higher. In our forecast, we have a level of 112 until the year end.
Thank you, Ursina, for your comments. Well, that is all from me, Louise McCauley, for today. Goodbye for now.